الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي جعل الحمد مفتاحا لذكره وخلق الأشياء ناطقة بحمده وشكره والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وطبيب قلوبنا أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين سيدنا وحبيبنا وطبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المظلومين أما بعد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كلامه فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. وأيضا قال الله سبحانه وتعالى والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أعلم الناس من جمع علم الناس إلى علمه. وقال حضرت أمير المؤمنين يعصوب الدين إمام علي عليه الصلاة والسلام لا كنز أنفع من العلم ولا عز أنفع من الحلم. صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله الكريم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful, the one who has provided the opportunity for us, especially for me to come over here and have another program of Quranic Studies. Inshallah Rahman, in today's program, I would like you to, inshallah, watch a clip of one of our beloved sisters who was originally from Filipino or Philippine, and she was living in Australia, so we can say that she is her father was actor, and she is Queen Padilla, and she has a very beautiful story, and I'm sure 100% that you will love this clip, and also it is emotional and made us or actress. It is not easy, but alhamdulillah wal minna, we see around us there are a lot of them who revert to Islam, and we saw that Hamza Yusuf, he is American, he was nurse actually, he became Muslim, and Yusuf Islam was a singer, very famous, like Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson became Muslim too. So we see, alhamdulillah wal minna, these people we see sportsmen, boxers, soccer players, and basketball players, and different people from different countries, alhamdulillah, revert to Islam. And that's why today I chose this sister, and she went to Hajj, and she has a very interesting story. Just inshallah listen to this sister, then I will be back with some verses of the Holy Quran, or some short sentences of the Holy Quran, and also inshallah listen to this sister.
So the first question.
Queenie, first question, what inspires you to embrace Islam?
First of all, I testified when I was 8 years old, I think, because of the influence of my father. But I never understood what Islam was really about. And I don't blame my father, because he's a very busy man. And just recently, my making dawah to me about Islam, and lagi niya akong wino-warn na kasi talagang haram means forbidden sa isang babae na maging artista, kasi lahat ng aura mo pinapakita mo. Kasi ang isang Muslim na babae napaka-modest, and ang babae sa Islam is parang jewel, talagang inaalagaan siya. And it's, if you're a real Muslimah, you would feel humiliated when you have like short clothes on, and my mom was saying, because when you die, you will be asked so many questions in your grave. She taught me, and then, I don't know, something, I think I had a calling or something. And then I decided, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to live my life according to Islam. And according to the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. I don't know the feeling. I don't know. It's really, I can't explain it. My life in showbiz, I was very unhappy. I was lost, and I always felt like I never belonged. But now that Allah is in my life, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah. I think, because of the influence of my father. But I never understood what Islam was really about. And I don't blame my father, because he's a very busy man. And just recently, my mother everything, and umuwi ako doon, and she started preaching to me, making dawah to me about Islam, and lagi niya akong wino-warn na kasi talagang haram means forbidden sa isang babae na maging artista, kasi lahat ng aura mo pinapakita mo. Kasi ang isang Muslim na babae napaka-modest, and ang babae sa Islam is parang jewel, talagang inaalagaan siya. And it's, if you're a real Muslimah, you would feel humiliated when you have like short clothes on, and my mom was saying, what, because when you die, you will be asked so many questions in your grave, and what will you answer? When you're doing haram stuff, and what will you answer? And it got me thinking, and every night before I go to sleep, am I really, is what I'm doing right? And then I started having an interest about Islam, and she taught me, and then, I don't know, something, I think I had a calling or something. And then I decided, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to live my life according to Islam and according to the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. I don't know the feeling. I don't know. It's really, I can't explain it. You know, my life in showbiz, I was very unhappy. I was very unhappy. I was lost, and I always felt like I never belonged. But now that Allah is in my life, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, I'm so happy and content with my life. Allahu Akbar, I'm really happy because, you know, Allah chooses whom He guides, and alhamdulillah, it's a blessing for me because I'm being guided by Him, alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. And after a while, you know, I started gaining more knowledge about Islam. And I talked to my father. I said, Baba, I want to perform Hajj. And it was, you know, it was a very, it was a decision that I made after Ramadan. And we just came from Mindanao, and we distributed relief goods to different orphanages. And so the secretary of my dad called NCMF, and she organized everything, and it was very, we were very worried because they said that all the entries has been closed, so we could not apply. But then she talked to one person there that was a friend of my dad, and they said, oh no, we can open it for you. And I was like, alhamdulillah. And so we applied, and I was so excited. But everyone around me would say, oh, don't expect too much, because sometimes, you know, things don't work out, and things go wrong, and so you have to just don't expect anything, and just be content when you're already in Medina, in Makkah. And alhamdulillah, the first time I stepped on Medina, I saw the Prophet ﷺ's mosque. I was so emotional, and I felt so blessed because I was, you know, it was a dream come true. But I was really kind of upset because I couldn't perform Ramadan for personal reasons. And I was really sad, but my friends were saying, don't worry, maybe it's not your time yet, and inshallah you will come back and perform Ramadan. Because they were also like saying to me when they came out, they were like, oh, we felt more closer to Allah, and inshallah my Hajj will be accepted and I will be free from sin. I think, and I wanted to start a new life, free from sins. And I thought to myself, maybe Hajj will also help me
So you will be quitting showbiz?
Yes, actually I have quit. It's been like 8 months since my last.
So how was the feeling? You mentioned a while ago your feeling when you were in Mecca. Did you expect that feeling before you arrived in Saudi Arabia? Or you have a different feeling when you are inside?
I think every Muslim feels that when you first time you stepped in. I'm so close to Allah, and I felt so, I'm such a sinful person, and yet Allah invited me to His house. I'm so close to Him, and I felt so lucky because so many people save up so much money to be there, and they sleep in the masjid, and they don't have no place to stay just to perform Hajj. Allahu Akbar. And you see that their level of iman, Allahu Akbar, they'd sacrifice everything just to perform Hajj. And I felt so lucky because I got.
What can you say about the people out there about Islam?
Islam is really a religion of peace. And I really got to performing Hajj also made me realize that. Because people come together helping each other from different countries, different races, just to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I just want to thank my father for giving me the opportunity to perform Hajj, and that I love him so much, and that I'm happy because without my father I wouldn't have been a Muslim.
What will be your plan after Hajj?
I want to go back to college and finish my studies, and inshallah I will also study Islamic studies, inshallah, in the future,
So you
and learn more about Islam.
You know.
I hope, because I hope that people from the youth and people from my age will get to experience or perform Hajj at this age, because so many perform Hajj at an old age, and if you have an opportunity at your youth to perform Hajj, please go. You should perform Hajj.
Is there any responsibility that you think you already have right now after Hajj going back to the Philippines?
Responsibility?
Yeah, sense of responsibility, like propagation of Islam, something.
Get to study more about Islam and make da'wah, inshallah.
You know, Queenie, the way you talk about Islam right now, the way you tell us briefly your stories, your experiences in Mecca, there's a lot of inspirations. You injected inspirations about Islam in these four walls, or people is going to see this video. What else can you tell them about Islam?
When you and your purpose in this world is just to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's it. And you know, before, I see a lot of kids my age. They are so pressured with everything from school life, from, people, there are a lot of bullies now in school and feeling pressure from different groups of people and, the things that teenagers experience nowadays. And a lot of them commit suicide, a lot of them, have miserable lives because they don't know the
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal faraj al-sharif. My respected brothers and sisters, I'm sure you hope, I'm sure you love this clip. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her strength to work for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more and more. And we learn a lot of have the best life. They are happy, they are in their life, there is joyous, there is happiness, and they never have any problem. But when we research and we see the reality, most of them are full of stress and depressions, and a lot of them, some of them commit suicide, some of them are full of stress, and you see that this was one of the examples. And she said that I was not happy, and I became happy. And this is the reality. When Allah is with you, consciously you become happy and you enjoy your life. And subhanallah, especially if you know all the rules, when you become sick, you say, thank you Allah, it is blessing of you, my sin goes away. So if any disaster strikes, still you are happy, you say, oh Allah, this is a test from you. So it doesn't matter what kind of condition, worse or good, comes to you, you are pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you are happy. So yearly. So that's why if the surah that I recited in the beginning of the program, Surah Al-Nasr, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this beautiful surah, He says that when there comes the help of Allah and the victory. So when the help of Allah and the victory comes, what happens? You will see people entering Islam in groups, or we can say companies, or in congregations. So then celebrate the praise of your Lord and ask Him for forgiveness. And surely He is often returning to mercy. So this is, alhamdulillah wal minna, happening. You see priests, scientists, atheists, very knowledgeable people become, alhamdulillah wal minna, Muslim. And this is the power of Quran Sharif. In our daily life and convey it to others. And one more surah I recited, and that was Suratul Asr, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by the time, and He says, most surely man is in lost. Everybody is in lost except those who believe and do good. Those who believe and do good. So we cannot find any place in the Holy Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant Jannah. So except those who believe and do good deeds and enjoin on each other truth and enjoin on each other patience. So this was the meaning of these two surahs, and inshallah rahman we start the second session of our program, inshallah rahman. First of all, inshallah, I would like you to listen to these beautiful qari, and then after you listen to this beautiful program, I mean the surah, inshallah rahman. So listen inshallah to this beautiful surah recitation.
إن ناشئة الليل هي أشد وطئا وأقوم. واذكر اسم ربك وتبتل إليه تبتيلا. واذكر اسم ربك
صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. My respected brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah wal minna, we heard a very beautiful recitation of one of our sentence, I should say, is لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا مِنْهُمْ وَاتَّقَوْا أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. So this is the ayah. But before I start this reading or reciting these two short sentences, the two ahadith that I have mentioned, one of them is from Sarwar-i Kainat, from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Rasul Akram, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he says that أعلم الناس, the most knowledgeable among people, or the most knowledgeable إلى علمه. So is the knowledgeable person is the one that he add other people's knowledge in his knowledge. So whatever new we learn, we add it in our knowledge. Alhamdulillah. So in order to do that, we have to be very careful. We have to pay attention. We have to get a pen and pencil and write it down and then memorize it correctly, and then inshallah ar-Rahman apply it in our daily life and then convey it to others. And Amir al-Mu'mineen Ya'sub al-Din, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, said that more beneficial than ilm or knowledge. So, or none of the treasure is more beneficial than knowledge. And وَلَا عِزَّ أَنْفَعُ مِنَ الْحِلْمِ. So there is no izzat other than steadfastness or patience. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us inshallah ar-Rahman let's inshallah go to our ayat. So first inshallah ar-Rahman I will put it on the screen and then I will, so this is today's hopefully inshallah ar-Rahman everybody can see it. Maybe we can put it a little inshallah ar-Rahman higher. So في السلم كافة يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة. O you who believe, enter into submission one and all. So don't be part-time Muslim, be full-time Muslim. O who you believe, enter to Islam completely, or enter into Islam فإني غفور رحيم. Good news for those, neither he who has been unjust, then he does good instead of evil, for surely I am the forgiving and merciful. So this is a good news for everyone. So you saw the video of that sister. She embraced Islam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave all her sin. Desire for you difficulties. So religion of Islam is very easy. وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَاعْدِلُوا وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَا قُرْبَى. And when you speak, then be just, even though it is against a relative. فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ. So strive as in a race in all virtues. What and help one another to goodness and piety. وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. Talk to people the best way. وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُوا الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُوا الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. And say to my servants that they should speak the best. Why they should speak the best? Why they should create or shaitan sows distinction among you, make you fight. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا فِي هَذِهِ الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةٌ. For those who do good in this world is good. You do not see the result only in the day of judgment, you will see it in this world too. There it will be good for you. وَأَحْسِن كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been done good to you, or be kind to others as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been kind to you. When you do that, وَأَحْسِنُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And do good, indeed Allah loves the doer of good deed. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا فِي هَذِهِ الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةٌ. So this one is exactly the same thing. For those who do good, is, and this word is good. ادفع بالتي هي أحسن السيئة. Repel evil by what is the best. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا. O you who believe, be careful of your duty and speak the right words. إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. Surely Allah is with those who guard against evil and those who do good to others. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود. O you who believe, fulfill obligations. Whatever obligation you have, fulfill it. وأوفوا بالعهد إن العهد كان مسؤولا. And fulfill the promise. Surely every promise shall be questioned about. لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. By no means shall you attain to righteousness unless you spend whatever you love, what you love. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And do good to parents. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. And speak to them, to your parents. Speak to them a generous word. Be kind, be polite, and talk to them very nicely. وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الصَّابِرِينَ. And Allah loves the patient one. The patient, because sometimes it is difficult to be patient, but Allah loves those who are patient. وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. And treat your wives in kindness. Treat them in kindness. So treat your wives in kindness. إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. Surely good deeds take away evil deeds. وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And Allah loves the doer of good. سلام عليكم بما صبرتم. Peace be on you because you were constant. In the day of judgment, the angels will say to each of us, inshallah Rahman, because it is not easy sometimes to follow whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا. Eat and drink, but do not waste, do not eat too much, do not overeat. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. And if you count Allah's favor, you will not be able to number them. أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ distrust one when he calls upon him and he removes the evil. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And I have not created the jinn and the man جميعا ولا تفرقوا, and hold firmly to the rope of Allah all together and do not become divided. إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. Surely the most honorable of you with Allah is the one among you most careful of his duty. أنتم تعلمون. And do not mix up the truth with the falsehood, nor hide the truth while you know it. أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم. Do you enjoin men to be good and neglect your own soul? Or brothers, so then make peace between your brothers. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. And surely we have honored the children of Adam. وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And do not help one another in sin and aggression. وَلَا تَزِرُوا وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Sin. وَلَا تَمْشِي فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. And do not walk on the land with pride. وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. And follow not that of which you have not the knowledge of. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم. O you who believe, let not one people laugh at other people or make fun of other nation or other people. والله لا يحب الظالمين. And Allah nor call one another by nickname. So do not call and do not call each other by the name that they don't like. وَلَا تَلْمِزُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, and do not find faults with your own people. وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا, nor let some of you backbite others. إِنَّ بَعْدَ الظَّنِّ إِثْمٌ, indeed suspicion in some cases are sin, or is sin. Bring your proof if you are truthful. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. My respected brothers and sisters, these were the short ayat of the Holy Quran Sharif, or short sentences. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time to go over Suratul maybe Mutaffifin or another Nazi'at. Inshallah, next week we will start Suratul Nazi'at. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah Rahman, please pray